hard.
It is.
That's a tough ask for a Bane player, even if it is DY, and he's fantastic on the hero. That is true desperation mode here. So we're going to be looking for some quality synergy to enable XM here on that Lesh.
And particularly, it's that much more difficult because of all the backline find and catch that Spirit have, right? You got Mars, you got DK, you got Clockwork. Even Wind Rangers, you get to the later stages, can go for that snipe if they want to. So it's not just the fear of going on the Lesh, but also that they can go on that backline at the same time, and they're not giving up that much on the fight. It's a scary draft for XM to be going into.
Yeah, and of course, we're talking about maybe there's some issues for the Lesh, but XinQ, he's on this Muerta. And the Muertas, the Hoodwinks, they've been getting themselves in towards like the Gleipnir. They get the farm going the whole game. XinQ, of course, being one of the greedier position 4s right now in this patch. Also playing alongside the Slardar, who is quite literally crushing it throughout most of the day. Seems like his stocks are also up high, but he's, much like Bristle, going up very high, but not getting banned. So we're still seeing the Slardar.
We did see that Bristle get picked in the first round earlier on. It's kind of crazy. The crush is there, but Laurel, a little bit quicker on the draw, manages to pick up that bounty rune, and it looks like it is going to be a trade-off of 2 apiece. Nothing really to write home about. Let's see how XM does in this mid lane, though. I mean, it's DK versus anybody.
Whoa.
DK is just the most stock standard mid that I feel like we're seeing nowadays.
I've noticed a lack of the anime personas.
Oh, yeah?
Think about it. Think about all the DK games we've had here.
Okay.
Many animes?
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking like profile pictures, like the players stopped doing it.
I also don't think the anime profile pictures play DK. That's a good point. You're probably right on that too.
We did just get the Dragon Ball Z references, which I was pretty happy about. I am not an anime fan, generally speaking, but I did watch a lot of Dragon Ball Z growing up. It's my own little confession that I have to make here, besides the fact that I think Team Spirit are going to be winning this round of things. But regardless, other lanes that we can walk and take a look at. Collapse, pairing together with Mira in that Mars IO lane. It's a spooky one. Yeah,
this has been a classic ever since the hero debuted. It's maybe not the most aggressive style compared to some of the other Mars combos, like the Dark Willow or something, but it's just pure sustain. And you always have to be worried about just the bullying aspect, and you can't kick a Mars out of lane when he's got the IO. Hopefully, at least. That is a Bane, perhaps, if there's a hero that can at least mess you up. Bane, of course, has plenty of tools to assist between sustain and just control of the Nightmare and everything, but with 2 heroes, you're much less vulnerable to Nightmare plays.
Right, and I think that the only way that this really happens is if Mira makes a pretty big mess up with his positioning as the levels start to rack up a little bit. But DY, he can play far forward, isn't that concerned, and even securing some of those range creeps with the Brain Sap as well. As they get that pull, taking a look up towards the top side, XinQ is going to get a little bit of an initiation, but the dead shot keeping him survivable against Miposhka, playing on the Clockwork, while Yadaro will help to just get all the CS that he possibly can. Lane's looking pretty solid so far for Spirit.
Yeah, and I mean, dead shots like that, I think there is a good reason why Muerta fell off a lot. Just between the various nerfs to try and make the support less viable, despite her still being playable as a support now. It's just very risky. Like, there's so many ways that a play can go wrong with just that tiny little mistake on the dead shot. So it's just a non-stop risk, but XinQ, he hits those, so it's okay. He just hit another one as well to try and drive back from Potion. But just trying to get that perfect spacing to maybe harass him a bit more, but he gets away as we watch the mid lane trade it off.
Dude, it's like so depressing as a Lesh. You're popping Diabolic Edict, your big spell that's supposed to do damage, and DK is just walking at you through it, does not even care a little bit. And because, Lesh needs to secure those last hits, more points in Lightning instead of the Edict early. And that is leading into a lead in mid for Laurel, as they manage to pick up both of the Lotuses on either side. Both teams getting one of them. And a Sentry Ward taken away, trying to open up that pull for XinQ. But yeah, stock and steady goes the laning stage. Battle over the pull here. You take actually a lot of damage from that flak. And gonna need to sit for a second just to regen up, as Miposhka actually manages to dodge some of the silence from the calling, and that means that Miposhka will get the kill. First blood as he takes down XinQ.
Yeah, first one of the game, didn't realize 4 minutes in.
Dude, look at DY. Oh my god. My man DY is going out of control here.
Yeah, and that's the gyrocopter certainly paying off. Just non-stop flat cannons, even at just level 1, getting that harassment in there. Just got to get a little bit of that regen built up here on the IO. Still a bit early for the true invincibility, I suppose. Oh my. That courier is, oh yeah, we got raindrops coming for Bane, blood grenade. He's feeling aggressive.
Collapse playing this one safe for a moment, hides behind the tree to dodge back from the damage, but Ame still pressing forward. And you can see with how much they've gotten early on, and also at the same time, Laurel is chasing down XM. Wait a minute. Doesn't have the mana right there to go for another Breathe Fire. Does have stick charges, but not opting to pop him for the kill. Don't know if it would have been enough anyways. So this is one way to make it work. If they have not been able to get into that early regen, Team Spirit in their IO lane is taking a lot of harassment.
Yeah, I mean, the last hits are still okay. Even going to get himself a big creep there, so that's pretty helpful for Collapse. Spear through as well, very nice.
Collapse.
Cost.
Taking a ton of damage, and yeah, that's going to be a dead Mars. DY is the one that picks up that kill. Not what you would have anticipated out of the IO lane. Just a testament to how strong these two heroes can be on the Gyro Bane.
I guess part of it is that you're not getting that many wand charges on the IO.
Right.
Just because, you know, Flat Cannon isn't that. It's like one spell that does quite a bit of damage, harasses both of you, but it's, you know, every wave, basically. It's nothing too crazy. There's no big spam happening. But you still have to be, like, respectful, I think, of this duo.
Right.
I say that. They're immediately going back on them.
Yadro able to get some separation there, but yeah, they're going forward and keeping the pressure on. Mira going to get hit by the barrage. DY has Brain Sap back up again, pops it. Now the missile out onto Collapse.
Sir, that Bane's a higher level than you.
And Ame is just going to run down Collapse. Xtreme Gaming coming in looking strong here.
All right, never mind. No respect. That apparently is the key. And Mira's got no way out.
Ame, keep going for more. Why not? Brain Sap for the finish. Bottom lane is a catastrophe. Looking all kinds of discombobulated.
And they even have 2 more bounty runes to scoop up down there too. DY is going to wander on over. Xingqiu, you can see, is here in the mid lane, as there is a walk all the way home for XM. But yeah, that's some pretty wild stuff here. Miposhka looking to put some redemption back on the table here. As it's getting close to 7 minutes, he's going to drop the ward. Xingqiu's coming. XXS is coming. All right, let's see. What do you got here? You got Cogs and Battery Assault. Can you work some magic?
I mean, it's not easy. This is going to be a tough one, but he runs on out. Goes for the calling. Nice play. Push, go. Oh, not going to be able to get there.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, no such luck. So they will find that kill. Still 1 apiece for each team.
Space for Yadro, right?
That's right.
That we'll go for.
Listen, with how much respect Yadro has for Ame, do you think at some point this game, like, it's going to hurt him when he focus fires and kills this gyrocopter?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's something we shouldn't gloss over is, you know, the love that these two have for each other.
I think they just grow more powerful each time they kill each other, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually a good thing. That's how they'll view it.
Well, XXS taking very little damage from Yadro with the focus fire, but over time, he will just poke him to death.
Yeah, that's more than enough there. There's no save there from Xingqiu. He's a little bit busy getting some stacks on, so can't get a dead shot to maybe drive back that focus fire, get the save, because there was no shackle shot yet, so there at least would have been a chance. Rune's going to spawn down bottom. Xingqiu was holding the top rune. DY down bottom, so making sure that XM is going to be getting all the help he can. And Miposhka's going to come through here and see what's going on. You know, a couple stacks here, nothing too crazy.
Just trying to keep his eyes on stuff while DY catches Mira heading through the jungle. He sees there's also a stack there. And you have to wonder, might we have an opportunity in a little bit for Gyro to make his way up here? Definitely could be an option. But scary against Collapse if he gets that.
No, they're stealing all of these.
Yeah.
Okay. I think with Call Down and a Leshrac, I'm in there right now.
Yeah. XM maybe going for a kill first. They use the call down. Only connects one of them onto Collapse. He tries to run. Mira going to be able to get out as Collapse, the missile chasing. Io is about to die. Can they bring down this Mars?
Yeah, the split up here. See if they can get both.
Hiding in the trees. Jukes the other way. They do finally find him. And the Nightmare is there, and that's going to set up for an easy bring down with the stun. XM with the double kill.
All right, well, he lost his tower for it, as we saw there. Larl popping the ulti level 8 to take that down. And they also use the call down, which means they don't have us go and invade that part of the jungle. So they won't be able to just wander in and steal here. Meanwhile, that ward that was placed earlier by Miposhka.
Ooh, slowed down. They tried to get it with the rocket flare, but it wasn't quite close enough to connect.
And they're just going right for the tower.
Yeah, all right, we don't get the kill, fine. Take what we can. But you called it. Back in the jungle, it's going to be something else taken in return. As it does look like Xtreme are going to be able to steal that hard camp.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like without the Ancients, or without the ulti, I don't think they like commit for the Ancients or anything. I thought maybe there was a window because like Mars wasn't 6 yet, but overall, I would say Team Spirit are totally happy with this. Yeah. Just for getting that top tower. Collapse, maybe less so.
Yeah, he's having a tough game. He has definitely been hurting. 0-4 and 0 is not what we anticipate seeing from Collapse on this Mars. But, you know, one thing to consider, the other Mars player in this game that probably knows how to shut him down better than almost anybody is XXS. It's the other legendary Mars player.
True, true.
And he has been having a much better game so far on this Slardar.
Yeah, while he's over here jungling, he's just like giving the commands to the team, letting them know how to handle him.
Exactly. Miposhka will be nightmared. Don't have 6 yet.
Yadro going to use that ward that was here again earlier from Miposhka to sort of poke near XXS.
Try and steal some farm if he can. Muerta's making the move up here. I don't know if they can do that much here, though. Yadro is very high level. Yeah, just going to leave him alone. As DY tries to juke out of this one. Not going to be able to escape this time. Oh, wait. DY!
They didn't set up.
Oh, man.
Because Collapse tried to lead with the spear.
Yeah.
So.
Gets punished. Gets punished. Gets punished.
Yeah, easy read there from DY.
So far, so good in terms of my ability to caster curse the team before the game even starts. Because, man, Xtreme Gaming look great right now. They have been killing it.
Team Spirit are going to flare to see that XM just took a big stack for himself. Almost get a steal on there. Zincu, level 6, kind of has that same impact as his Marcy, though, where you hit 6, and you can certainly go for the big damage boost for a kill. Like, if you have setup, you're very capable of providing that last little bit to grab the kill, especially with someone like a Slardar. But DY, I don't think he's going to be as lucky this time, at least not with a lot of help.
He's running, trying to get out of there. Brain sap. The stun, the turn. Dude.
He's the GOAT.
Listen, DY is getting banned against him every game going forward. He is so annoying on this hero and having such huge impact.
Teammates just close enough for the save there. Hero just right.
Oh.
Build just perfect. This guy's just living. Sees the Serenity HP coming in clutch there.
You can see 100% win rate on 3 picks. When he gets this hero, he does not miss. And DY trying to set up on Collapse with like no HP. Or he's just going to be farming a little bit while Collapse is down there.
Tell you, Collapse won't be farming down here.
No.
He's got to get on out.
It's scary. And he's just there to protect Ame that entire time.
All right, well, I think FNG summed it up pretty well, though, when he talked about this idea of, like, just need to take towers and just, like, go farm, take towers, go farm, take towers. Eventually, they'll get Roche. Like, that has been okay.
Yeah.
They're a little bit behind right now, but they can still go back for that idea right now. They're smoking up. They have the relocate. They have the Mage Slayer to try and reduce what XM can do in these fights. But they need to find someone who's vulnerable.
Oh, and that Sentry, it sees it immediately. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Every one of these little plays that you're seeing is just kind of getting interrupted slightly. And the other thing is that engine that you would have to sort of set your draft going forward in the Mars with the Blink Dagger, it's not online yet.
Oh, and they're trying to bait out XXS right now. It's only going to be a clockwork. It's not really the kill they want.
See him there, and Crush runs through. Tries to get away with the hook shot, but in the end, they will take down Miposhka.
On the one hand, it's really big rotation to only get a clockwork, but on the other hand, this is just infinite space for your gyrocopter. You know that Ame is just totally safe down here. There's really no way that anyone can be hunting him. If the clockwork's dead, you know Collapse is so far behind that he's basically showing on the map half the time anyway, so he doesn't have to worry about an arena and to relocate. So life's just kind of good, and after farming that all out, he's now going to come up top where it's even safer because that theoretical threat of Collapse, at least it is there now at level 9. It's quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, and he almost has that Blink Dagger too. So XXS coming online a little bit quicker and finds 1 kill with his Blink reveal. The big story, though, as you say, is that it's Gyrocopter pretty much free farm. Ame been uninterrupted and on his way to the Aghanim Scepter. And, I mean, there is still, like, as the game goes later and later, Yadro Focus Fire will become a pretty big problem for Ame, but there's all these other pieces around the Xtreme Gaming draft that feel like they're doing work. Whether it's little bits of control, DY, finding grips later, even just nightmare saves, but...
And there's definitely got to be some frustration in Spirit because you've had an IO just tethered to a DK for the past 5 minutes and they haven't relocated for a kill.
DY tries to enfeeble, tries to get out of dodge, but...
They're after Zinq at the same time.
Okay. Managing to control him. Dead shot. Sends away the DK for a moment. Crush now onto several. The stun comes from Laurel. All of a sudden, Collapse has that arena ready. The spear comes out. They get the big punish. So 3 kills. A couple of seconds sets Spirit back on track.
Yeah, a little one after the other kills there. Good rotations out of Team Spirit. And now Miposhka, though, in a bit of a bad spot right now.
Yeah, they're gonna
ulti for me.
Ame is upset that he blocked his camp.
Understandable.
Gyro players get pretty defensive about that.
Life is easy for Laurel now. He has the Blink Dagger, so they can go for these plays. Maybe the IO could move off a little bit more. It can be a bit more free. Can kind of be swapping between the two based on where they are on the map. But I feel like it does feel a little bit sad to stay tethered to him the whole time, even though he invested all the gold in a Blink Dagger, you know?
Right.
It's like, what did we do this for?
Yeah, if you're not the one... I mean, I guess it's the follow-up kill after the fact could be nice.
It lets him stack. This is good. Now Mira can move off a little bit.
In the meantime, Xtreme, they're just going to keep farming away. Trying to get towards that shard and BKB for XXS. Yeah, I mean, that is sort of the weird thing, right? Like, if you're sort of tethered to that DK the entire time, you're not the one that's making the first jump. With, like, your low-cost initiation, you might have to commit something like a spear or an arena to start the fight. But they can trade off of that later and, you know, pull together somebody else instead. In the meantime, Mira's just getting some levels.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Laurel's also feeling how it's really awkward, too, because I'm sure he'd rather just have gone straight Yasha or further into the Ags, like those kind of things, rather than a Blink Dagger. But I think most people, when you play DK, you also just really feel the loss of not having that Blink. You look at some of these heroes on the side of Xtreme as well, and if he just gets the Blink stun onto Muerta or the Bane, they're just dead, right? Yeah. You know, a little bit of long-range assistance from the Clockwork, the Mars, the Wind Ranger, so that's why he's still going to prioritize it, even if it does feel a little bit redundant with an IO chasing you everywhere. So Yadro comes through the Twin Gate. They want to put some pressure on this bottom part of the map.
Mars is here. Now he's underneath a ward. And yeah, they see the rest of these heroes on the area too. So Radiant Observer Ward scouting this big movement down bottom by Spirit. And it does feel like Xtreme are kind of outmaneuvering them around the map, whether it's via the wards, you know, getting farm on the map when they wouldn't otherwise need to or be able to. And Spirit sort of just sitting around looking for something to happen and not finding an opportunity to do it.
Yeah, it feels like they're just not quite confident enough to go for these towers. You know, towers don't run away.
Right.
You know, you can just go at them and kill them.
Right.
It's nice. They don't actually have feet. The heroes have feet or occasionally multiple hooves.
Yeah, gotcha.
And they run away.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, he's gaming.
Well, he gets away from that one.
He has feet as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
He was moving. He broke some ankles. No, I hear what you're saying. Like, yeah, Team Spirit.
Io has no feet. Though.
That's right. You messed up.
Not even a little bit. Like the other float, like Bane's got feet, but it doesn't use them. Io's just a ball.
Io's hanging out.
That's pretty much all an Io can do.
I think the cube, it has points. It has 4 points that can be like feet.
It's reaching.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, it's at this point. Well, this is a hard kill to get. Maybe not. Never mind. Io wasn't there in time. Collapse drops the arena down. Your DK is already dead. They managed to find the jump from Slardar. So no Io in this fight at all, which means Collapse is also going down. And Slardar, he's going to get the solo kill down bottom unless Mira manages to escape, but doesn't quite look like it. Wow.
I mean,
what a reaction.
You would think you can stand under your tier 1 tower as a DK.
Right?
You would think, but there's a crazy amount of magic damage coming from this Radiant lineup. So he took about 1,700 magic damage. In fact, 1,000 from a Leshrac, 755 from a Muerta.
Damn, and right into the Tormentor too. Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit out of hand here for Xtreme. And to think that's all set up with one dead shot, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Like with how much setup and jump
so
and
unreliable
team
too.
fight that you've got on Team Spirit to like have everything in the mid lane there just fall apart from somewhat unreliable stun is nuts.
And the fact that that whole chain of events just cannot happen if there's an IO relocate save, but they find that moment where IO can't get there. Great job there from XXS to ensure that there wouldn't be that save.
On XXS is gifted an Aghanim or a shard too.
He's got an 8K lead.
Yeah.
He's got 8K now.
They took both of the Tormentors. Stole both Tormentors. Now they've got Shard on DY and on Slardar. He's almost got a BKB. I mean, stuff starts adding up. And the supports also, like, we watched DY farm a medium camp for like 2 minutes. And that was somehow more efficient than whatever Spirit was doing. Like, as a Bane, he was solo farming mud golems.
It just feels bad to see a Wind Ranger with a Gleipnir and a DK who had Blink with an IO chasing them, and they have 5 kills.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's like they've itemized for a game plan that they just can't get to or can't follow.
I think the really okay. This is. Are they going to even get him? Oh no! Oh, not like that. That's not the way it's supposed to go. The hook shot into the relocate, and that is going to be the death of the supports. And everybody else just hoping they can get out of here now. Power shot for the slow to get some distance. Wow.
You know, not many supports get a dispel.
Right?
Zing.
Yeah, what is that?
He's got a strat here, you know? He's like, I'm just gonna play a little bit of Marcy, blow people up. I'm gonna play a little bit of Muerta, dispel when I get gone on. Feels pretty good.
Why does it dispel?
Because Muerta, she
Why?
needs it.
No, she doesn't.
She needs it.
I don't know. That's crazy. BKB done on Slardar. 10k gold lead now at 22 minutes. And Xtreme just showing off how strong they can be when they get the draft that they want.
Oh man, I remember I was concerned about this Leshrac dying. I don't even think he's been taking that much damage.
Well, right, and if you get off to a start like this now, like Bloodstone, Yule, Sanjin Kaya, he's going next into a Shiva's Guard. I mean, I feel like we just haven't seen Yadro be able to enter these fights at all. Like, he has not been able to really do much beyond power shotting people. A couple of focus fires in the laning stage, but...
Where was he on the tier list?
He's up there. Come on, man. They've had a hard enough time on that first shift.
Oh, it's Yadro. He'll be back. I don't know if it'll be in this game, though.
That's been a rough one. I mean, he's still farmed. Don't get me wrong. Him and DK are getting a lot of net worth. And Mars isn't that far behind either. It's just the difference in these supports, really, it feels like.
It's also just the complete and utter lack of, like, consistent damage in a team fight. If everything doesn't go really well on that first jump, there's just nothing, right? Like, Focus Fire ends,
Yeah.
And if people aren't inside the arena, it's going to be a big problem. All right, here he goes again. Will the Dispel save him once more?
I don't think so.
That would be pretty
Question is,
miraculous.
do they decide to take another fight afterwards? Focus Fire was used. I think they actually have to get out of here. Well, looks like Xtreme not too intent upon coming to contest. Wonder if they saw the Focus Fire being used. Regardless, Arena is still back up. And if they want to, they can come and try and contest for this tier 2 tower.
They really want to use this Aegis.
Jumps forward, stun, connection, spear, hook shot, everything. Support's dead. Do they want to chase for more? Laurel on the way. Ame, XM backing out. But no, they're not going to go for that much more.
DY thought he was safe there. He was quite wrong. He's immediately jump stun dead. Good find there from Team Spirit.
So starting to cut into this lead a little bit. And I mean, this is showing also proof of concept a little bit about how this draft can work. You get that one blow up in the fight, the game starts to get a lot easier because it does feel like Xtreme kind of need a lot of these pieces together to be working together. Otherwise, you know, Lesh, Gyro, they're very vulnerable heroes.
Oh, they are going right back out, though. XXS is hungry. You know, he's got 9-second BKB.
Yeah.
He wants to use this thing. Let's see, will they fall to the illusion? No, they won't fall for that. It's been hit for way too long.
Smoke also not breaking as they head by it. Scan connects. Spirit recognizing the danger. Spread out across the map and
Okay.
collapse.
He's trying to taunt them a little bit with the voice line. That's good. Oh, they're popping the drums.
Running.
Use those boots of bearing there, Zinq.
A deep ward back behind this tier 2. Unlikely to find anybody. It's about to expire.
Yeah, it's crazy it lasts that whole time. Zinq, if he had another one, I'm sure he'd just plan it right now.
In the meantime, it's a focus fire used up top by Yadaro. And that's going to be the entire tier 2 tower down. But is he going to pay for it now? Feared, running. Oh,
Nice save.
Well played. So an IO kill for the tier 2 tower seems pretty worthwhile.
Look at the difference in how Mira did that relocate save compared to other IOs, too.
Yeah.
Like, he barely moved.
Yes.
That was it looked kind of risky, you know? Where, like,
He was
sometimes
right
you
on
have the
the edge.
IO who they come in a little bit too early with the tether.
Yeah.
And there's a chance you get disabled. No chance there, especially with the Yules on XM, right? Like, that's... we've seen that a couple times already this tournament with these IO drafts.
Well, they're weathering the storm right now. There is still going to be the danger eventually of like this gyrocopter being enormous and really hard to deal with as Yadaro focus fires Zinq, and yeah, it's not a fight that you're going to win, but DY moves in, has the grip, XM there too, the stun is out, and that's enough to take down Yadaro.
Yeah, no angle for the hook shot there. Raposhka couldn't get the save. Trying to find himself an Aghanim Scepter. That would be an excellent tool for defending high ground.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I feel like Team Spirit do have a lot of hold potential for a long time. As the Aegis is going to be reclaimed. And trying to get into the AC for collapse. So they're building to try and scale. It is worrying when the other enemy's cores are 2,000 or so gold ahead of you.
It's true.
As XM sitting around waiting for the Wisdom Rune.
Raposhka, you know he's going for this. There's no way he's letting this one go.
Collapse is also trying to push back Zinq. Hook shot in. And Zinq gets it, Raposhka gets it. Support's coming out on top. Oh, good juke to the side.
I mean,
you gotta do what you gotta do. Now Mira comes back in. Wait a minute, they're all here. Laurel is trying to keep his IO buddy alive. Barely manages to get that tether out. So 2 supports both dead, and you can see that focus fire there starting to work onto Ame. Brought down to half HP with just a little bit of the Wind Ranger stuff.
okay, we're going to trade some supports back and forth here again. The lead not growing to anything too absurd. but some scary items out here now. The Shiva's Guard, finish up for XM. It's going to help a lot versus an IO lineup. Then, of course, that Agnum Scepter on the Slardar.
Right. They will start sending out those DK illusions now, too. The thing that you would obviously love to be able to get online is going to be the Agnum Scepter from Aposhka on the side of Team Spirit. That's still a little ways away. He's about halfway to it.
Does Slardar talk? Does he have, like, voice lines?
Yeah, he does.
Why can I only picture him saying Slardar?
He does some.
He does. Why is he like a Pokemon? Why does he just say his own name like
No,
that?
he's got other ones, too.
Yeah, but he does just say his name a lot, right? Like, am I crazy? I feel like whenever I play Slardar, I just hear Slardar. What other heroes
you.
go like...
You're just whispering that to yourself.
I mean, that is. I think there's a brain mode when you play Slardar, you know?
I'm going to look it up real quick. He's got a bunch of ones, like a watery grave or something like that, you know? He's got
Slardar.
It's pretty good. All right, I can't find him immediately. I'm not looking anymore.
Yeah, exactly. See? They don't exist.
You're right.
Yeah.
What can I say? Smoke up with 3, soon to be 4. An amplified damage rune about to disappear up on the top side. I don't think Slardar gets there in time. Yeah, it just goes away. So it's XM that gets a shield rune instead.
Oh, that's really helpful, actually.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Now Roche capable of respawning.
Yadaro's Power Shot going to give him away here.
Gotta be careful, gotta be careful. He didn't see him. Oh, they just were out of range. And now Feared in trouble. Gleipnir, but they have the grip. And that's gonna be the end of that. So it was just in range where Slardar could see him with day vision, but Yadaro wasn't quite in range.
And he also had just started that TP too, so just bad timings all around there, unfortunately, for Team Spirit, is they're going to go after the Tormentor. And I think best case, this goes to Maposhka.
Yeah.
And there it is. Perfect. Okay, so Jetpack to increase the angles, try and help with the saves on the Fiend's Grip as they start approaching the high ground. If he can farm into the Agnum Scepter, the Jetpack's really helpful as well. Just, again, trying to make this Clockwork a lot more useful. He also has the Ogre Seal Totem, which is great. One of the better ones you can get on a Clockwork.
Right.
So, but Poshka's at least having some fun, I think. Well, probably not fun.
Right.
But less miserable than most Clockworks in this kind of game.
Yeah. Well, because, you know, like you're saying, you normally would love to be able to be finding those kills and setting one up after the other, but a little bit harder to do in this type of a game when you're down at this point. We did see pop up there on the side of the screen. First time MOUZ has been able to get an Assault Cuirass at this tournament. And it's going to be like a nice little window where that is a ton of added value for the team. If a fight does break out, Slardar had his queued up for a second, instead is looking towards a heart instead. But tons of physical damage.
It's really needed because of Laurel. The way that Laurel has to play this game, and how he had to like buy this Blink Dagger, and he's a Gyro, or he's a DK, so he's to buy the Aghanims too. Like, but he kind of feels like he has to be this sustained damage as well in the team fight, and so the AC coming out is going to help that a lot from the MOUZ. Make his life just a little bit better on DK.
So Roche timer, minute 20 seconds. They can spam DK illusions once they find out that there is Roche up.
Not sure if they saw the angle of that flare.
Maposhka is just going to hide very quietly here.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Just don't move.
He is chilling.
I think Clockwork would be a rather loud hero. He has like exhaust ports. There's fire coming off this guy. He rattles everywhere he moves. I don't think that was realistic. I'm just going to say it. I think my immersion's been ruined. Yeah, I think he should have been found there.
It's fair enough.
Of course, the other guy's right in there going, Slardar, Slardar. So I guess in that sense, the Clockwork would have survived. So it's back to making sense here. Slardar is at a camp.
Oh,
Can they get something good to start?
He gets the stun off first. That's crazy. They literally ran into each other and managed to get that stun off in time. A couple more hits, he's gone. And now Xtreme are in a really weird position.
Back.
Clockwork's coming from the other side. DY right on top of him. Get it broken. Over the jump in, but he's into the silence and gonna die immediately. Now everybody resets from this fight.
That gem is still down there. They want to chase.
Links forward, finding Xingqiu. Is it enough damage? It is. Now Gyrocopter all alone. Yadaro pops the BKB, just starts hitting into Ame. Ame falling low, is gonna die. Now, still, Laurel surviving at very low HP. DY, a couple more hits, it's going to be enough. They need to kite out XM, if at all possible. It's hard to do, though. Mira's going to go down first, and now Miposhka walking forward. The Blade Mill, Cogs push back. He's out of mana now. XM maybe out a bit too far. DY had already bought back, and the Enfeeble dodge back from the stun. DY looking like he might be a dieback. Can they get XM and chase him down? With 3 dead, this is at least Roche for Spirit.
And so total buybacks there. Slardar, Bane, Clockwork, and Io. And plus, remember, they did lose that gem, and it's been found now by Collapse.
Wow.
So Miposhka is going to get DY's gem that I believe was lost on XXS.
And you can see the matchup there, right? Wind Ranger versus Gyrocopter. If you manage to get that focus fire, it's really hard for Gyro to stay in the fight.
And you got one chance, right? Or else it's like if you make that mistake, like you don't get this BKB wind run, I'm surviving and getting my damage off, then the fight's just kind of over for you, but they managed to get it.
And then afterwards, all of the kiting that went on of XM just to keep him as far away as they possibly could, because he does do an insane amount of damage, but once out of mana, it's a little bit less of a concern.
Now Yadro having that Aegis, so he can be perhaps a little bit bolder in these fights. Also going to help a lot if they end up going for any sort of sieging, but for the most part, it feels like they kind of just need to get up that next round of items to still catch up to the side of XG here.
We didn't see it quite in that replay, but Collapse broke the Fiend's grip with his spear on himself, I'm pretty sure, in that fight. It was on to somebody. Yeah, he was able to get the spear off. Yeah, I know. 95, we're dropping down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's done falling quite yet either. I mean, it was looking bad.
I mean, look at the swing. You're down to 4K gold lead now, and I mean, as Xtreme, you got to be real careful about the next couple of minutes.
And there it is.
Done.
The Agnums from Miposhka. Okay, so tools here, though. Xingqiu also has the Gleipnir. Those boots of bearing. Everyone's backing him up here. They're going all in for Ame.
Jumps in, BKB reaction right on time. Collapse in a weird spot now. They got Mira under control. He's silenced. He's in trouble. Mira dead. Xtreme, they have solved some of those woes, and now they're the ones on the hunt, but the BKBs, they're wearing low. Blink out, good resistance, able to get away from them for the moment, but Collapse, he's chased down and killed. That's 3 dead without any buybacks. Yadro Aegis is gone, but everybody is still alive. Xtreme don't give a damn about your Aegis as they take down all 4, and they got a creep wave. There are no buybacks, Trent.
That was a good decision by XG. Backing up the Gyro there in the mid lane. T-Spirit kind of just going for another play where they think, all right, we can do this. Like, we have pick-off potential. We have DK, we have Mars. As long as he doesn't BKB, we got this, guys.
And he was definitely there with the BKB. That's one of those imagine initiating with the Clockwork instead. Oh, man, that hurts. No buybacks for this long. I mean, they could do some serious damage here on Xtreme. DK sending out the illusions, but this is looking like at least 2 lanes of racks. That's a full MKB done. Another creep wave coming in the moment. You've still got 25 seconds until the Clockwork's up. Laurel is maybe looking for a backstab potential here. But what an absolute masterclass. After Spirit pull themselves back into this fight, Xtreme completely destroyed them with just 1 bait.
Down to hell and back and down to hell and back, you know. It's getting the full Lion experience here. And 1 lane remains.
Wow. So 16K gold lead. Back we go again.
Roller coasters are pretty fun.
Yeah, Dota Plus never was in doubt. So we'll see how they decide to respond to this now on Spirit as we take a look at this again. Yeah, I don't know. Just he had BKB.
I think they were going for maybe like a soft initiation where they were hoping that they could sort of kite that out and then fight again. That's kind of what I envisioned. Like I feel like then you back, BKB's down, you come back in with the hook shot, and that's your like GG play. But obviously that's not how it worked out because they just end up all running around together and taking a bunch of AoE damage and dying.
You're not wrong. Io dying at the start of the fight too is just never going to be good. And yeah, feeling the pain. He knows that they messed up. XXS says he's very happy about what he saw. The duality of Dota.
smoked up again here. Buybacks in this one for the Dire. Absolutely 0. And 1 for the Radiant.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You take a bad fight here for Xtreme. I mean, they're not going to be able to end the game on Team Spirit if they go all in, but they can do some serious damage. XXS reveals himself for a moment. Crush to make a puddle. Says, come at me. He's ready for it. Just making himself a little river there.
Yeah, a bit of terraforming here. This is good.
Sends out the illusions to push out those waves, which take a while to go down. And eventually they will kill off a good chunk of that creep wave. Still 3 minutes until Roche. I think Team Spirit are just going to try and hold their ground for all they're worth and not lose anybody. And for Xtreme, I mean, they are right under a ward. This is, okay. They get
But he's in the puddle.
It's true. DY is not in a puddle, though.
Sorry, though. He got the rattle cage, so he's unkillable now. 12 armor on a Bane.
I mean, he is pretty hard to kill. He's got the Bracer, Glimmer, Force. He's doing a lot with a little. Still very few buybacks in this game. With the AC now being online for the Slardar, it also makes the chances of being able to kill Ame in one go a little bit tougher if XXS is around.
True, true.
Laurel going out very far here. He did manage to complete the Scott. Is he going to try and go for the blow up on his InQ?
He's got friends.
They move in. Managed to find the connection. They're not killing him still. He pops the BKB, still trying to fight, still trying to go in for it, but we just get the nightmare out. And he's surviving on XinQ.
That's 8 seconds long. That's a pretty long time.
Yeah. No chance there. Or anything really working their way. God, Wind Waker now done to XM is so enormous. Yeah, they are really stacked up. That fight has really propelled them into good position. But look, the Roche's banner's there.
Okay, that'll clean things up a little bit for them here.
Ame now gets the shard for himself too. So even more magical damage in this mixed cacophony that is the Gyrocopters kit. And the avenues of finding a kill here, or finding anything really going well for Spirit, are becoming less and less possible.
Well, they have the ninja gear on Wind Ranger and ninja gear on a DK.
True.
Yado's going to run past a full Lotus pool, but that's not what he's after. He's just trying to get down here.
Scan comes in from the Dire. They see that it's there.
All right, Yadoro.
Will manage to get that Tormentor. Now, do they make another go onto XinQ? Doesn't look like it. Yadoro's just getting out. Now, the Lotus pools are still there if they want to go for him, but a bit too scary with Slardar nearby.
Yeah, but Mira's got to be thinking, I need those.
I know. I mean, as an IO, that's such a big get if you can make it happen.
He's got to go inching ever closer, but decides it's time to leave.
MKP for XinQ. How does he always get so farmed? I guess just playing more to get some kills, staying alive.
Pick heroes that buy Maelstrom.
DY buys all the support items. But resetting together again as DY eyes up the Aghanim Scepter, and XinQ taking the farm from his carry. Love to see that. Yadoro again can only look on as Xtreme actually make a pretty solid move towards him. Yadoro gonna try and TP out.
No, so good. No MKB on him yet.
Probably not gonna see that one.
Well, I wouldn't think so, but
never know.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is the thing, right? You can see these types of moves and things feel good in terms of, like, they have a tough time trying to kill Yadro and all the rest of it, but in the duration of a BKB, I just don't know if he's going to be able to do enough damage to really make a big difference here.
Well, it was 95% before.
That's true.
Come on now. Anything's possible. It was looking pretty bad. Definitely not this bad. Mapochka has Ags. That's a lot of damage. They just need to kill Ame. And look how slow he is.
That's true.
He's like a blimp. He's so slow.
Mapochka, first one forward. Will spot Bane right there. Jump forward stun onto DY. He did get the glimmer. Oh, that spear somehow did not connect.
Oh, he's unkillable.
He immediately heals back up to full with the Aghanim Shard, Brain Sap. XM gets caught with the latch, but he can't afford to focus farm. It needs to save it for Ame. There's too many targets that they need to go on. Laurel jumps forward, the stun. They got him immediately, just dropping so quickly. Laurel is Swiss cheese, and XM chases down Collapse, tries to TP out. Does he have a way to get out of there in time? He will.
Oh,
Mira not going to be so lucky.
Couldn't get the grip in time.
XinQ still on the hunt for Mapochka, tries to take him down. 1, 2, 3 shots right in the face. That's the end of that guy.
Yadro just gonna use his ninja gear to run up to the north side there, grab a illusion rune on the way by, but at least he survives. Unfortunately, it's just gonna further this lead here for XG, and just to put the cherry on top, why don't we head into the Roche pit for an eggs?
Yeah, they can take this one down for free. And honestly,
right, can I get XinQ? Can I get the parting shot?
That sounds kind of cool. I feel like they're going to just give it to XM, though. Surely. He's got the double. Don't give somebody the wrong one.
I mean, DY is also hype.
We'll see who he decides to give it to.
He's thinking.
DY,
hey. It's great eggs. We've seen a lot of it. The cooldown is just ridiculous.
DY
55 seconds.
Has never been this rich before.
It's a good time to be him, that's for sure. All right, Mapochka, what do you got for me here?
Wait for the glip. Ame steps in.
All right, let me see some overclocking. Let me see you fry that PC.
Shackle, not latched. Pushing around Ame. The Scotty, wait a minute. He goes down.
All right, that's with hookshot that's still up here, so he can really separate this.
This focus fire is still going to be on Ame, and will it be enough damage to take him down? It doesn't quite look like it. XM right in front. No, wait a minute. Ame dying, Ame dead. They take down the gyrocopter. Most are still alive. Mira somehow keeping Collapse up. Wind Waker to try and get out. Team Spirit, the stun is out. The nullifier is down. The Nightmare for the save for the moment. XinQ walks back in. A couple more hits. He's doing good damage onto all of them, but they won't be able.
They clean him up.
So look at this.
And now the chase down.
Trying to find DY. He's hiding on the other side. Oh my God,
so
DY.
good.
Bro. DY is the greatest.
I did not know that was a space.
DY is the greatest.
Was so close. That's so painful.
Well, Team Spirit take a huge team fight to cut the lead to 32,000 gold. As we're 47 minutes in and no Roche available. Let's see how it goes.
It's a lot of XP though. You know?
Yeah,
it's
true.
Like 8,000 swing. That's pretty big. Even if it was only like a 5K gold swing. Lots of XP going back their way. And surely, look at that. We're identifying problems and finding solutions. They are the 1% here.
True.
We have an Abyssal Blade on Collapse. Because if they can keep killing Ame, the fight's going to look pretty similar, I think.
Yeah. No, absolutely. If you can take him out of the fight, it is a huge problem.
That was 2 Ames. He had an Aegis.
And the fact that Focus Fire... God, get out of there. I should be alive. The Focus Fire persisting through Aegis is pretty enormous, too.
Yeah, why does it do that? I've always wondered that. It just does.
Just seems
it's one of those things.
the right thing.
She needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, DY getting forward here. Not afraid to use this grip, I'm sure, but he wants someone better. Oh, the relocate save.
And the Focus Fire, the Abyssal Blade, but the grip is out. Don't know if it's going to be able to bring him down well. Yes, actually, it definitely will. Collapse is gone. And Mira comes back in. wants to have a tether target, but Yadro is not coming close.
Claps being dead as they retreat back to the high ground. A quick smoke up here from XG to follow these creeps up mid. BKBs are up. The Wind Ranger, so very important. Claps is not up, but he's dead, so it's okay.
I mean, they need people to deal with this. And Collapse, he's not going to be alive in time. Stun to cover. That is mega creeps now as Xtreme looking for the tier 4s, looking for more. Sam, the stun is out. They got control now onto Yadro. Glimmer Cape keeps him alive. Stun onto XM. Still need to use that focus fire to Ame, but he is hitting the Ancient as they go right on in for it. Yadro wants to find a kill. Hook shot to try and control. They have Cogs maybe for a pushback, but no. GG is called. Xtreme take game number 1.
On this patch for a while, and only now in the past few days has this hero really rose to prominence. So I just wanted to hear your take on Bristleback specifically, and then also how a tournament meta changes like halfway through a tournament.
Bristleback was kind of surprise for a lot of teams this tournament, I think. And for us, it's good hero, but I don't think he's too OP. He's really beatable, but you need to choose heroes wisely. And I feeling like need more practice against him. So now you have to choose. You try something to beat him, or just ban. So we just decided just ban it. It's more simple for me.
Then how about the practice of you adding it to your own roster? Like when you see heroes like this come up, you tell Yatoro, dude, you gotta start practicing Bristleback. This hero's amazing.
It depends on draft and a team against you play. Some teams against you just don't want to play him. Maybe we can play, maybe not. I'm not sure at the moment.
We'll find out maybe if you continue progressing through this tournament. Silent, thanks so much for talking to me as we send it to our casters.
Thank you so much, Tsunami. Always good to hear a little bit of the talk about the heroes that are banned out. We don't always get to revisit them, but I think Bristleback is one that has definitely come out on everybody's radar. We've seen some teams try and deal with it in a variety of different ways. I think the Mage Slayer route still has not been consistently used, but I feel like that's going to be the next thing that people start spamming against it, and who knows if it ends up being OP or not.
I think he made the right description of it too. This idea of like, it's not that good, it's just you have to be really careful. Like you not only have to pick the right heroes, and it can't just be like one hero, it has to be like multiple heroes, and you have to get the right items. And so he is definitely beatable, but he's just, he's a hazard that you can encounter during the draft. So get that somewhat cheesy fella out of there.
Absolutely. Well, this game, we're going to be looking a little bit different from the previous one. And I gotta say, for Team Spirit, this is like a classic, I feel like, Eastern European lineup in a way, right? You've got these 3 big brawly heroes, Gyrocopter carry. They've got the, you know, melee supports, vestiges of Screen Squad back in the day and all the rest of it. And then an IO also. And then on the side of Xtreme, I feel like it's just surprise, jump out, big blow up, try and kill one of these heroes. And I feel like the success, I want to see how much Xtreme are going to be able to do in terms of actually blowing up that one target when they go all in.
Yeah, and watching out for those relocates. And those relocates are particularly important here because, as you can see, it's Mira up top.
Missile?
Oh, nice. Easy.
Bang, bang.
Did that Centaur cancel it? Is that what just happened?
No, the Centaur randomly stomped Yadro, but they were able to get the homing missile out. So that hit in time.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. But anyway, what I was going to say is that you heard the panel talking about this idea, like Blizzard saying, why don't they go with the Iogyro in the lane? They saw the players switch up, but they are going to keep these same lanes. Maposhka is going to come down bottom, play the Tusk down here, and that's because Maposhka hasn't actually played Io for this team since back in 2022, I believe. Yeah. On that run at TI, he played it a few times as well back in 2021. And since they won TI 10, he's only played it one time.
Man.
Other than that, it's always Mira. So they would much rather just do the swap this way, give Maposhka. Tusk is a bit of a classic melee support for 5 players. There was a period where he was actually pretty popular as a 5 support, and he would often play in the safe lane. So Maposhka still has that experience, I'm sure. And it's just easier to do it this way since Io is such a very particular hero.
Right, and I mean, as long as they're able to get through the laning stage, it's all probably going to end up being a similar style to what we saw last game. It's just instead of Clockwork, it's going to be Tusk this time. providing, like the panel was talking about, a little bit more of that lockdown initiation and, of course, the control through BKB that you need against the Lifestealer. And on the side of Xtreme, we have another DY Bane. They opt to take it first thing first, and I can't blame him. He looked so good last game.
Yeah, way too strong. I mean, there's no way that he'll have that good of a game again, surely. So just give it back to him, right?
All right, all right.
That just makes sense to me.
I mean, it made sense to them as he gets this little half pull off with Tusk in the area. It's still going to be DY trying to contest for it and steal away as many of these little denies in here as he can. But Miposhka not going to make it easy.
I mean, he's a universal hero. So circle a couple branches, already hitting for 63. Bane, of course, the first universal hero that we would have expected since he has always had the same stat growth.
That's right.
Throughout his history in Dota 2, which has been great. Was briefly changed, and they quickly fixed it so that they would always stay the same. 2.5 every attribute per level, so it just makes sense. He's universal.
Oh, absolutely. Laurel stepping forward, threatening a bit of a stun, but XM backs away, and Laurel actually going to make the move all the way over for that rune, which means he will miss out on a couple of, well, just one creep there, actually. But DK versus Storm, another one of those matchups that we've grown very accustomed to. And in the first couple of waves, Team Spirit slightly ahead, but nothing really to write home about. It's really going to be more down to... I will say that I feel like this top lane is maybe a little bit more susceptible to getting killed if they step too far forward. Like the mass amount of just harassed damage that Yatoro can spam out against XQ. You're already seeing how strong it is.
This is another one of these volatile lanes, I think, where it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
You know, like this.
Yep. Mira tries to get away, gets bashed, stick up, XQ now battling again behind the tower. One TP, and a lot of people would be dead, but it's hard to TP this early into the game. And in fact, with glyphing the wave and having the missile out, XXS, he might just be done too. So they chase him all the way over to the Lotus Pool. There is no escaping this missile. That's a double for Yatoro.
Yeah, it's a risk. Like, there's definitely a play that could be made there where you're the ones who are getting aggressive on XG, but is this time going to be Team Spirit who get the advantage in the laning stage? A welcome surprise after what happened in the previous one.
Definitely. I mean, maybe it's just Gyrocopter, right?
I mean, I think so. I think this hero's pretty solid.
What's funny is that Yatoro doesn't think it is. According to the interviews. Maybe it was just all a lie. He was just trying to do it to make sure that it didn't get banned against him. Crush to pull that wave back over. Re-grabbing. And off to the races for the 6-minute rune. It's a haste for Laurel. And with that, he senses there might be an opportunity for a kill. DY, I think, spotted them, so they know they're coming down, and yeah, they're immediately away.
It's going to help him out here. It also got him to safety as he quickly scurried up those stairs. Overall, though, I think Team Spirit looks a lot better in the draft this time, simply because the IO serves a much more clear function of how to play the game. IO following around a DK who then buys a Blink Dagger sucks. That just, I mean, straight up, that sucks.
Yeah.
To invest that much gold for mobility when an IO is following you is really lame. And now it's going to be IO Gyro. We've all seen it before. You know how it works. You're going to get relocated in the fights. DK's going to get a blink. He doesn't need an IO tailing behind him. He's going to set up these fights, these relocates. The plan is much more simple right now. As DY trying to make some sneaky plays here for the Wisdom Rune.
Just going to block him off. We'll go for the Nightmare TP out. And in the meantime, Mira, who's going to be clicking faster. Well, with that stun, that makes it a little bit tougher. So XQ gets that Wisdom Rune, and Poshka takes the other TP out. Is it in time? Ooh, doggy. That was close.
Barely getting out of that one.
Yeah, the one downside to not having the IO down here is that there isn't that easy stack up of Ancients that you can sort of do as Mira, which would be pretty nice. In general, I feel like last game we saw much less stacks than we have tended to see in these matches in the playoffs so far. Teams willing to go a little bit more for the battle, it felt like.
Well, we had them, and then they stole them all.
That's true. That's a good point. I mean, but even then, there weren't that many. Like,
that's true.
We've been seeing games of like 19 stacks in very little amount of time. As a matter of fact, I might go back and check to see how many there were in that last game. but
Well, you're getting them now, as you said. XinQ's doing them again right now on the Radiant side as DY comes down to give an Arcane Rune to XM.
oh, snowball. Maposhka, he's in too far. Oh, but if they can get the kill with the blood grenade. Wow, that was so close. And now body blocks to make sure Maposhka doesn't get hit by the stun. DY gonna be found and punished. Team Spirit able to take down that storm. That is huge.
Yeah, XM got a little too greedy there. I mean, I can understand it. You have the Arcane Rune. You think, hey, I can get the save. I turn around. Good situation to get a kill. But he was still so low on HP that didn't take much to kill him. And well done by Team Spirit. A huge kill as it puts them 5-0 right now. And they're going to take the mid tower.
Although XM wants to get some retribution. Can they do it?
Oh,
Turn around, trying to find it. But the stun for the turn and he's gone. Oh, wow. That, I mean, he got Collapse, but it came at a price. And it was actually DY that got the kill onto Collapse. Man.
Yeah, that's a problem. Now DK's just left down bottom as well to keep pushing this tower. And XM's game is in trouble. That's, I mean, he's going to come back up with a walk of shame.
Yeah, on the Storm Spirit. Like, it really, really hurts your game. And the other thing, too, which you didn't even really talk about, but he picked up the Arcane Rune and used it into that last fight, so he didn't even get the value out of that one rune. Wow. Okay.
Now, he might not even get the 10-minute rune here either, which,
yeah,
these Storm Spirits, they really need it.
A heavy load to carry for Ame in
He's
this
just going
game.
for another gank right now. There's no vision on him, so XM will get in here.
Caught for the moment. Mira trying to keep him alive. Not going to be able to. And as they cancel that TP, that means the IO likely dead. And yeah, XM staying aggressive. It's the only play that you really have at this point.
Much needed double kill.
Yes.
All right, he's getting back into it now.
I mean, that does kind of salvage things a little bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Alme takes the farm in the mid lane, too. Maposhka is nearby with the Walrus Punch. Same level as Ame, by the way. Maposhka, massive this game.
Yeah, Ame has not had a great time, it feels like. Nightmare onto one, setup onto Tusk. Maposhka can't quite get anything off before he is brought down.
Good play from DY there with the Nightmare to hold that DK back. Yeah, that is a problem. I mean, sure, XM gets back into it a little bit here, but wow, Ame, problematic.
I mean, I feel like this is one of those games where he's going to need to be more active. And at the very least, they have two heroes that are great to be able to set up for kills. And maybe he gets back into some, you know, comeback gold.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value in going Armlet this game. I mean, he's got it queued up. We've obviously seen some lifestealers skip it and go straight for the Radiance. But I would say this seems like a logical time to go for the Armlet, get those Infest plays in, and fight your way back into the game instead.
Right. And, I mean, you're playing against, you know, some big tanky heroes. Your lifestealer is going to eventually have a lot of value there. But they managed to take another tower now on the side of Spirit. Tier 1. Smoke up now. As down bottom, they're going on to DY. Collapse connects in even amidst the Nightmare. And Maposhka, one more hit. That's enough to bring him down.
Same time, they're smoking up top here. Looks like Mira could be in trouble if he walks over here, and yep.
Yeah, that's an easy one. So they pop the stun, Mira goes down, XM feasting. He needs these kills.
Dominating now as he's gonna clean up these camps before the spawn. Ame farming around this mid lane, catching the waves as they come in, getting these safer camps. There's no chance to go to the bottom half of the map, and in fact, that's being taken over by Yadro as he realizes top doesn't feel that safe to him. So we get a bit of a split map here. And there is the opportunity, though, for a twin gate play here from XG if they get a good read on this. Because DY is down here, he wants to get this sort of like free farm, and then he's going to try and ward, check out these camps down here. Maybe he runs to the gyro, but...
Oh, this is nice. They snowball in. Walrus Punch, XM tries to get out, zip away. I thought that was going to be a relocate play that they were making, but decides to not go for it with Mira and Yadro together. XM just gets out of there. So they don't manage to kill the Storm, but did force him to TP all the way back to base. In the meantime, Maposhka hounding Ame. making him feel slightly uncomfortable in the Ancients. As a matter of fact, Ame has to leave completely.
And, yeah, see XXS here again. Getting a lot of value out of the Ancients on the Slayer Dart here with Xingqiu helping. Xingqiu going to be a lot poorer this game.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he has picked a hero that doesn't actually buy Maelstrom, so crazy. Not sure how he's going to get so rich like he prefers to be, but he's got ambitious goals already of Shard, Aether, Scythe. So we'll see if he gets there.
That's amazing. I love that. DY is going on a little vacation trip.
Is it a Wisdom Rune trip? Is he going to stay for another 30 seconds? I think he is.
I think that's the play.
All right, let's see here. Dire Vision. Well, he's going to run into Collapse.
Ooh, how does he know? Wait, did he see him over there?
That was Bane's ping.
I mean, he's going to still be over here, so he can try and make that play in just a moment if he wants. I don't know if he spotted the Razor or not. There was some Radiant creeps that were over in that area, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was watching Razor's Vision, so I didn't actually see.
He must have realized that he was in the area. Nonetheless, 1 for 1 on the Wisdom Runes. But with this dynamic duo of Tusk and DK, any jump that they make with a relocate should be an immediate kill. But right now it looks like Xtreme are just trying to dodge to get away and not take any type of a fight into them.
There is a Radiant Observer that's going to spot exactly where Yadro and Mira are moving right now. So if they go for relocate, they're going to know when it's happening. Of course, generally the relocate comes after the sun, so it's not really going to be a big surprise. But they are going to try and chase them down. You got to make sure that no one else shows during this, because the worst thing that can happen is DK like stuns someone while you're going for this play, right? And then they relocate out, and bad time all around. So that's why you're going to see that XM is way back and probably constantly thinking about the fact that he might get jumped.
The IO Courier is heading over here. It does have the mech. They jump onto Mira and tether to get away, TP out. Oh, but the stun! They just caught him. Mech used, now the Fiend's Grip. That one hurts. They take down somehow. DY gets the double kill. And in the meantime, XM is going to be able to escape. Wow, Xtreme. I mean, if you start connecting with these kills, that's pretty good for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, right? And that comes down to that ward.
Yeah.
That's in their jungle. It's spotted where they're moving through. They had a good idea as to where they would be able to catch them, and they were successful. And on the other side, Team Spirit, they were doing their own hunt down bottom, which didn't find what they wanted, and instead kind of backed away and farmed a little bit. Lara wants to get an Orchid to try and increase the chance that these are going to be successful ganks. But it's still going to take them a little while to get there.
Right. And I mean, also, it's going to be a Lincoln Sphere for Storm.
Oh, that's a good choice.
As immediately onto DY, Laurel is there. They can Nightmare 1, but should still be the dead Bane. Yeah, I mean, Lincoln's will deal with one of them, but he's still going to have to deal with the silence after, or the stun that comes if the silence hits before. Either way, it is not something that completely makes Storm invulnerable. But in towards mid, XXS jumps forward, stun is out, Inkswell hits after the fact, Maposhka there with a snowball save if he needs it, but they managed to get the pull in because of the Soulbind, and then he's rooted so Maposhka can't get it off. What a timely ulti from Xingqiu that completely turned the fight.
And Mira didn't want to go for the reload save. Just kind of holding it back. Wasn't sure. I mean, he had the mech too at the start of that, so he's thinking like, I have so much health for this Razor. Like, we can definitely fight this.
I mean, that's all the difference in the world, right? Like, I think that the order of operations was that Maposhka says, I can snowball save, but as soon as the Soulbind's there, you can't cast snowball.
Yeah, it's a really big problem for a Tusk, because you want to go for this Blink Dagger to try and stop people in the Fiend's Grip, and now they can just layer it so that I mean, it kind of sucks to have to Fiend's Grip and Soulbind someone, but it guarantees that Tusk can't get the save. The only other way to do it is someone else has to get Soulbind first, and then Tusk can come in and grab them both.
Right.
So we need tactics here from Team Spirit.
I mean, it just makes it tough no matter what. And I think for Mira, I mean, you don't necessarily want to be that first person in. The reason you have this Tusk for the double save is because this like sort of lower priority support can get in there and IO can still relocate if things go terribly wrong. But regardless,
they're going to come through the gate and find that DY has farmed their camp.
DY?
Oh man. If they jump DY, this could be bad here.
They do have relocate, though, so they might instead go for Storm, or they might go for nobody.
It's a hard kill.
It is. If he shows on the wave, that would probably be their opportunity to go. All
right,
XM, stunned, there, relocate, where is it? They not gonna go for it, it comes out in time. No, it doesn't. They weren't quite there in time with the abilities, and Storm just gets away.
It's just not enough control to go for it like that. You really need everything there. DY is in really deep right now.
I mean, that's one of those things as we see DY.
He just TP.
Maposhka's still on him.
Or he can just keep gaming.
He's farming the hard camp as he tries to walk away from that, but they get the snowball onto him. And now pull it inside.
Yeah, but now it took so long.
Razor.
Oh yeah, look at this time save. Oh yeah, another brain sap.
I do kind of wonder, like, if Maposhka had a second point in snowball, if that maybe gets them the kill. Just even that extra bit of, like, timing and damage and everything. But no such luck. 2,000 gold separating these two teams. And Gyrocopter gets stronger, but the Lifestealer's getting pretty up there now. Almost at the relic on Ame.
He's been AFK this game, huh? I mean, he's joining in, I guess, but it's a lifesteal. It's kind of depressing to be farming this long without a Radiance. And here we go.
Now he shows onto Collapse. Didn't stand a chance.
Oh, man. Ah, what a combo.
It's deadly.
It never gets old, you know?
Yeah. And, like, the other thing, I don't think this gets easier for Spirit. You've got to deal with Lifestealer Aghanims on your Gyro later. I mean, this is a serious problem. The fact that Xtreme have been able to weather the storms, and now they've got a slight gold lead. Spirit have got to do something to turn this around. Got to kill XM.
I mean, Larrell's got his Blink Orchid, and there's no Lincolns yet.
Right.
So it's probably that, you know?
Well, they also now have on XingQ that shard. So if they do go and XingQ's nearby, I mean, XM's going to be able to get out of trouble more often than not.
Yeah, Ame now with the open wounds as well.
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty huge. Game is looking good for Xtreme after a very impressive game number one. They have leaned on the Storm Spirit at this point, and so far it's paid off. But for Team Spirit, the end-all be-all is going to be Yadro here, getting incredibly farmed and taking over the map.
Oh, there it is. The Radiant's done. Yeah, I don't know, it feels like 2 games in a row where Team Spirit have an IO draft, but not an IO plan.
Yeah, it's tough. Collapse also, after getting the Mage Slayer, is eyeing up the Manta. He wants to go into the BKB after the fact. And into the Tormentor, which Mira should survive through and manages to pick up the shard. So more of the spell resistant or spell lifesteal. It's actually pretty nice with Gyrocopter and what he does.
Yeah, and you don't really need the Tusk one necessarily, so that's fine.
I would like to see Maposhka manage to get a little bit more farm in this game if possible. He did not get the Philly Stone this time around on the Tusk, but a Blink Dagger would be huge, and eventually late game, you know, that Aghanim Scepter, if you can get to it, is insane.
Yeah, he's getting close. He's going to TP mid, and looks like they're going to smoke, but instead they're just going to go right into XXS. Oh my goodness, dude. What terrible timing.
That is crazy. And now, I mean, they can't do anything. They try and go in, try and take down XM. He zips away. DY, they're onto him. They do have an impressive amount of damage. So DY goes down, and XM, in spite of being able to zip away, it's still hard for him to take that fight. Now they crush? I don't know if this is going to work. Yadro's still very tanky. Hard to kill in the turn now onto XM. The Lifestealer invests to try and keep him alive. Barely doing it. The stun comes out, but they get that finish. Maposhka snowball to try and survive, but they did kill the Gyro.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel for Team Spirit. He had a regen rune. That's why Storm's able to come right back in. gets out of that fight and immediately back in where it feels like he finally got something there, despite the fact that Slardar was just crushing to kill the wave. And he happens to hit DK on like the exact tick that he blinks in. Pretty rough way to start an engagement for you on the side of XG, so, or sorry, on the side of Team Spirit. Oh, that's very unfortunate.
I mean, you can see though some of the way that we thought this game would play out, right? Like for Xtreme, they are trying to jump in, find that one pickup and blow up a hero. And for Team Spirit, they're trying to sort of live through the damage and then turn the fight and out team fight them over a longer period of time. And things were looking a little bit better, but Lifestealer, he can survive in the fight for a very long period.
At least Miposhka was able to get his Blink Dagger, I believe, before he died there. So that's going to give him a better save. Also an opportunity perhaps for some initiations. Dire going to scan and connect on a Roche, say that, hey, they're in here. But it is, in fact, just in queue, and he's going to TP on out.
Huh. That's super interesting. What do they do now? Are Team Spirit just going to try and take Roche?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was just XG felt like they couldn't do it, or if they felt like they wanted to wait for the nighttime one instead, but it kind of feels like they just gave this up.
That's crazy. Okay. So the Slardar team not able to get the first Roche here. And an Aegis in hand is great for Team Spirit.
Look where the Radiant are scanning right now.
Yeah. They are not aware of what's happening right now. Slardar thinking they were over in the jungle and now realizing we just gave up an Aegis. That could come back to bite them later, depending on how this goes.
DY in the danger zone here. He was just under a ward, and yeah.
Oh, immediately out.
Hey, a Visionary, yeah. They do indeed, DY.
XXS onto Miposhka. They bring down the Tusk. Weren't able to connect onto Razor, who does have Manta and is working towards that BKB now. As Laurel makes his way towards a Manta, it feels like this is just going to be Team Spirit trying to reestablish some type of stability in this game, as the last couple of minutes before that Aegis were not looking too great for them.
And perhaps also get a giant gyrocopter.
Yeah.
That's the other goal right now. Currently sitting on 3,000 gold. So it would be nice to start spending some of that. And there you go. The Eagle Song popped into the inventory.
Okay.
24 armor now versus this Slardar. So,
you know, I have noticed, like, Yataro's been going more and more to the butterfly. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of carries not really like that item, but picking up here, he obviously got on the Drow. That one made a lot more sense.
Might be all the Slardar games.
Yeah, there you go.
You know.
Why not? I guess making somebody make an MKB feels pretty good. Does he try and bait things out here in the mid lane? I don't think that Xtreme want anything to do with that gyro right now. But Falcon Blade still in his backpack, and Ame trying to farm to the Aghanim Scepter. This is going to be a big get for Xtreme when it comes online eventually. I mean, the thing that is obviously like a little bit strange about it is you want to make sure that you know, you're still using the Infest to get into the fight with the Storm,
yeah.
But because the cooldown's going to be that much lower, it means you can play afterwards for the disarm on Gyro.
Man, they're really fast going for these smokes on XG. Like, the Lincolns was on its way on the Courier, and they're getting everyone together, jumping into the smoke.
Just a little bit off the mark in terms of finding heroes, though. And a dire scan.
Oh, Gyro's going to show.
They thought that they were down bottom, but they're actually at mid. And yeah, they jump out of the Infest now. Well, actually, no, Lifestealer's still inside, so they catch Miposhka. Snowball does have Blink Dagger, but not off cooldown in time. So Ame kills Miposhka.
DY used the opportunity to plant a very deep ward as well.
Whoa.
Spot where these movements are going through. Spot Courier is going.
Sees collapse. Interesting.
At the same time, though, you can see there's another great ward that's spawning where XXS just went through. It's also pretty unlikely to get dewarded there by XG. So some good vision from both teams right now as XM's just camping out mid here, clearing waves and hoping for the 28-minute rune.
Yeah. Sitting pretty and showing again, like, I think how, in spite of the Aegis on Gyrocopter, still how confident Xtreme are in their game plan right now. Like, they are not worried at all about getting jumped on. They understand that for Team Spirit, they're just trying to sort of lick their wounds and get back to, you know, something resembling equality here between the two teams.
Another ward, though, right there in that
yeah,
ancient camp. They have amazing vision right now from Team Spirit, helping them to greed out this map a little bit at the moment.
Keeping good control of it, absolutely.
You gotta imagine they're gonna try and smoke at them as this Aegis ends, though. I feel like that is just a easy go-to play here from XG because they still look more powerful to me. They have that Linken's up on the Storm Spirit. It feels like he's got a really good jump in. The Infest Bomb is still crazy powerful. And Team Spirit perhaps thinking about that as well, as they're gonna group up and maybe even hit this tier 2 a little bit.
The Butterfly nearby, they jump in, connect onto the Gyrocopter. Don't want to get too close because of the Soul Bind. Now XM pulls in one. That's going to be Gyro dead one time.
All right, Mira's still hidden.
Collapse, walks forward. They spot them, get the stun onto one. No follow-up as of yet. Laurel beat brought down very low for the heal. It comes into the turnaround is there. Io is gone. Can Yadro survive? The Fiend's Grip, Mapochka gotta save. They get him out. Now Collapse in further onto DY, trying to do what damage they can. Yadro, he's out of his BKB. He's under assault. Ame is there for the finish. And with 4 dead for 1, that fight handedly won by Xtreme.
The only one out of there is Collapse, who gets up to the ancient camp. TP's owned by his BKB, but the rest of his team will fall. And XG just, despite all that vision from Team Spirit and using it to set up in a way where they felt comfortable, they just got broken up. Like they're trying, like this is the goal. Like they had to use Soul Bind. They get the kill. Mira lives, escapes. Aegis is spent. It seems like things were going according to plan, but then Laurel jumps in and I believe he Orchids the Grim.
Yeah, and I don't know if, I mean, he went all the way in on that one.
And immediately glimmered and linked.
It's tough.
And it's like, what about the other guys?
Also didn't have Dragon Form 2. I mean, it's just a tough thing overall.
ZinQ has terrified them.
Yeah.
There's a Lifestealer, you know, I guess you don't have a choice, right? Because they're just like Infest plays and it's a Storm, so you have to link that guy, so you can't even slow down the Lifestealer, and doesn't feel like there's any good options in that fight for them.
Not feeling the best about the situation, and you can see for Xtreme, liking what they're seeing. It's like another Tormentor. Xtreme set up for it here, as XXS is going to take this one down. It's a tough game for Team Spirit, no doubt about it. And does not feel like it gets easier anytime soon. Like, they're still so far away from the items that they would need to get set up onto finding these kills. And meanwhile, on the side of Xtreme, I mean, XM, you know, he's got a Lincoln Sphere now, working towards a lot of different things. I think that's going to be a full Aghanim Scepter done on Storm. Ame is the top net worth in the game after really struggling early, has Aghanim Scepter done now, and he's also going for the Lincolns.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the Manta build we've seen a lot of Lifestealers go for, so he is pretty concerned about that Orchid. Can kind of mess him up a little bit here. Doesn't have any saves from his allies in terms of a Dispel either. So
Whatchamacallit, the Grimstroke.
That's true. He does have that. That's true. He can Expel Dispel. True. True.
I think that's what they're relying on so much in this one. But, and I mean, so far it's been working. It's been working really, really well.
Oh, Relocate's about to end here.
And they get him over to the side. Still infested in XXS. They're going to group up together as a team.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Are they going to see them? No. Okay. Just going through the Twin Gate now. ZinQ, as you can see here, he was wandering around with the Philosopher's Stone still in, and then just puts in his Ogre Seal when he thinks a fight's going to happen.
Got it.
Yeah, but he just sent all the way back to base, so I guess he got all the gold he needed, apparently.
Fair enough. I want to make sure that he can survive through stuff. DY picking up the Greater Lotus. Ame start beating into these illusions as they try and clean up some more of the map here. And you're still going to see Team Spirit getting a decent chunk of farm throughout all of this, as the Lincoln Sphere is done for Ame. It's the Paladin sword done too, picked up for the neutral item. It is really difficult to make anything happen. And at the very least, like, Wall Xtreme are sort of together as a crew.
Oh,
but he fested inside.
He sure did.
Oh, man. Right onto him. Yadaro tries to get out, relocate away. They're going to lose one here.
Yeah, not many opportunities where they've been successful with those relocate saves. This time they are.
As Mira just gets brought down. Down bottom. Xingqiu, Maposhka, they see him. They're moving over this way, but it's going to take them a while.
You want to mess with the beast?
I mean, yeah, the
you
gate.
Want to chase this man?
They're coming back through the gate. It's not going to happen.
They will get his
matter
reward.
of fact, yeah, they got to get the hell out of here because XXS is ready to battle. But Roche up, they can go in and take that one.
The all-powerful banner.
That's right. Whoa. That's what they're waiting for.
That's it. That's all they wanted. That way Ame can infest something that's actually powerful, not XXS.
Okay.
A Roshan bannered creep.
Well, they do manage to finish off the Aghanim Scepter on the DK now. He's trying to work towards that Octarine core, but it does feel like it might be sieging time pretty soon here.
They draw the line down bottom. And it's a Storm Spirit with an Aegis.
Yeah.
Without a lot of great control either. Like, if you think about it, if Walrus Punch or DK Stun are used and he dies, he just gets out after.
Yeah, you're not wrong. No, they have not a lot to deal with this last pick, Storm Spirit.
Well, we'll see if the Orchid comes into play. We'll see if the Inkswell save is there.
XM is brazenly right in front of everybody else. XXS jumps forward, stuns, creates a puddle, finds the back line. Xingqiu. Oh, Xingqiu nightmare save, but he's end up going down. Mira trying to survive, get away from XM. The jump forward, now the tether away. Ame onto the IO. Yadaro has to back out. Laurel, in the meantime, he's not in dragon form anymore, and the leash is there connecting both of them. Maposhka could go for the snowball save, but it's not going to matter. Laurel tries to get out and walk away. XM is low. They burn through him once. Can they do it again? Collapse, linking up Ame, stealing all of that damage, but now needing to back away. So Gyrocopter goes down, but they did burn through the Aegis.
They did that. It's a really wise way to set up that fight there from XG, right? Like the way that XSS just blinks in, goes for the side arc crush, and immediately takes the outpost. Because when you're in a situation like this as Team Spirit and you're behind, you have to rely on buybacks to win a fight because the other team's stronger. So you just need more lives than them, and they're fighting near your base. But by going in and taking the outpost first, they give that immediate buyback to Xingqiu so he can actually just get back in the fight. And we know this Grimstroke is really important because he's kind of their only good save.
Right. He's still going for that Aghanim Scepter, but did have to use the buyback in this fight to reset things. But without Aegis, I mean, there is some potential.
Like DY's back, right?
Yeah.
Because they just quickly grab the outpost.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be here and sort of holding this area for a while. Obviously, need the Gyrocopter to be alive to make anything of meaning happen.
These catapults, though, crushing it.
Doing work.
Most tower damage on the side of Team Spirit. MVPs. Put them in the side-by-side comparison panel.
They're
just
trying
catapults.
to do it.
Brave Warriors.
They're gone.
You won't be forgotten. Do you think it's the same catapults that come back?
Just reincarnated?
Yeah, like 5 minutes. Is it the same creeps over and over, or are they new creeps? Whoa.
There have to be at least, like, I mean, no, because it can't be the same ones. Because you remember when they used to have, like, the woodland striders, and you'd run across a lane and just, like, make infinite creep waves, and then send them all down at once?
It's also, we have heroes that eat souls.
Right.
But they don't get souls from creeps, though, right?
No, Shadow Fiend does. Of course he does.
Oh, yeah, of course he does. Shadow Fiend does.
No, you know what, though? Check it out. This is what it could be. Did you ever see the Prestige?
I did.
Okay.
It's a prestige situation?
Exactly. So there's like one creep, but there are like billions of them, and they keep on being new
spoil.
ones.
It's only like 30
my
years
bad.
old.
My bad. That's my bad. That's a great movie, though.
That is a great movie. But if anyone spoils it for you, it's kind of useless to watch it. So.
No, it's not. It's
so
still
don't
a
bother
great
now.
movie. It's a really great movie. Speaking of cinema, the cinematic quality of the Ame Yadaro matchup going off. Pupil taking down the Master, and then Master reasserting dominance. It's all happening right now in front of you. This DY is just out to farm. He's been my MVP so far for this series.
Oh, I know some cinema. I see dead people.
There it is. That's a good one. That is one that ending ruins it for other people.
Yeah, we don't say what the movie is. We can't ruin it.
That's a good point.
So it's fine.
Everybody knows. There's nobody that doesn't. Ame, strongest lifestealer in the world right now, is very hard to deal with. Lincoln's gone. Lincoln's immediately replaced, and, well, it's just going to taunt his way out of there. That lifestealer taunt has got to be, like, one of the better ones.
Do you also just think of Homer Simpson every time, though? Like,
A little
so we're
bit,
clear.
yeah.
Like,
It's great.
It's great. Yeah, it's perfect.
He's a lot quicker than Homer, though.
That's true.
Better
My
Keith,
favorite
though.
taunt is the Skywrath Mage Arrested Development taunt.
Yeah, it's a good
10
one,
out of
too.
10.
Venge has the rest.
Oh, sorry, I meant to say and Venge too. Yeah, I think they both do it, right? One
Yeah.
does Job and one does.
Yeah, Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay, yeah. there you go.
Jump, crush, Mira. Mira dead in an instant. And now hitting with the Fiend's grip. That's another one. Biting the dust. Laurel trying to hide away, but there is no salvation there. They buy back on the DK, but Xtreme, after a really impressive game number one, are looking just as good here in game number two, trying to close this one out.
Yo, can you pick up your Agnum Scepter, please, XM? Thank you. This guy.
He's just dropping things around. Needs to readjust. The inventory management, very important skills. And with 50 seconds, no gyrocopter, 43 till the IO. This is looking like it is all the racks, and it might even be more. XM wants to go forward for it. Kills off Maposhka, just dead right in front of all of his friends. And they don't have the control to deal with this at all. Another tier 3 tower.
Laurel's ready. He's popping ulti.
XM backs away. Again, no Aegis, but I don't think it's that much of a problem. They're passing over Lincoln Spheres onto Ame. They buy a refresher on Collapse. Okay. Wants to go in with the double ulti if he can. They've got 10 seconds until Gyro.
Lore appropriate Rattle Cage in hand here.
Oh, dropping the deep ward. Dude, DY always getting him down. And then he gets the Nightmare onto Collapse to keep them back as they turn their sights towards the tier 4 towers. One last gasp coming from Team Spirit as they want to try and hold on. They drop the ultimate. Immediately XG back away, but will they go all the way back? I think they're sticking around looking for more. Laurel get the Corrosive Haze onto him. Yadaro spams out some with the Flak Cannon. Now they could just look at XXS. You can't initiate on this guy.
He likes doing his 360s in his puddle.
They take over the DK form with the Grimstroke Ags. The big wraparound. Can they find anybody? Force Staff getting away. Xingqiu would be the target if they can connect onto him, but he's still hidden inside that smoke. Dude, he's playing this so well. He's dodging to the sides, that way they won't find him when they go in finally. Yadaro pops the BKB, living through it. Mira tries to back away, stun onto XM. Mira lives inside the fountain, but the backlines, they did finally kill Xingqiu. Now infest and jump away. Everybody get out of dodge. Our savior is gone. Let's escape.
The most powerful hero has fallen. So back they will get here. It's full on megas at this point. No tier 4s at 42 minutes and a 28k lead. Yeah, I think you can back up for a second. Take a moment here. I believe they must have all the shards. Yeah, we're well ahead of that. So get a little bit of gold from the Tormentor.
Oh, yeah.
Help Xingqiu get his buyback. Still on cooldown as well.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show, like, how important Xingqiu is to this lineup that they decide to back right now, but also like how effective he's been able to be.
Hey, wait, they're baiting. They are baiting out Laurel here.
Are they baiting? Snowball, save. Collapses there. Hit, gyrocopter, DY, he's under fire. Laurel needs to get away, but not gonna happen. Ame is too strong. Collapse still staying on to XXS, who is gonna run away, hide all the way to the side, and now Maposhka, he was left alone, is going to be paying the price. While back at home, the Ancient is taking damage. Collapse needs to run away. They don't manage to actually get the creeps onto the throne. They're keeping them alive, but now the Infest inside of the Razor. He goes down too. With just Gyro, Tusk, and Io, it's going to be a hard hold for Team Spirit.
Run it down. Roche is up in a minute, but we don't need that, right, XG? You don't want to wait.
They're going for it,
Yeah.
surely.
AC on its way. Gem dropped on the ground. They don't want that either. It's fine.
Ame ready to close this one out as they step up to that Ancient and start to hit it. Spirit, you got to do something. They don't have a glyph available. Adoro, open wounds, and now creating the illusion, walking forward to him. They can't keep him alive. The Infest for the kill, but then the buyback. As they're on to the Ancient.
Your base?
They're going to die yet again. GG is called. Xtreme take the 2-0.
Well,